Welcome back to this week Forex review. Wow. This week is one of my best week. Not because of profits, but because of what market did this week with a lot of lessons. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So before the week started, I was looking at these 6 pairs to look for any high probability setup that I'll be able to take the trade. So I'll be reviewing the 6 pairs each on exactly what the market did. So we'll be starting off with Euro card. You can see. So Euro card played out perfectly. So Euro card, you can see the weekly time frame is bearish. This is the lower low, and this is the lower high. So the daily time frame, this was the lower low. During my market analysis, so this was the lower low and this was the lower high. So I'm waiting for pullback. This candle was Friday candle, so I'm waiting for pullback. Waiting for pullback to this zone so that I'll be able to sell down. And behold, price pullback, give a clean entry signal, and behold, I did not take the trade. Okay, you see this trade, I want to explain something. You see this trade, the trade happened to look so perfect. Break, retest, rejection, sell, straight to my TP, a DTP. 4-hour time frame, pullback. 4-hour time frame started creating bullish structure. Lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. So with a lot of rejection candle here to sell. But when I was grading the trade, it was D plus setup. That is why I did not take it. I only take trade from A plus to B setup, and this trade happened to be D plus setup. So that is why I did not take the trade. Although it looked good and it happened to play out, but I did not take the trade. I just placed this risk reward here that I'll see what the market would do. So because I did not take the trade, I'll have to delete the risks to reward. You see? Network, not now. Oh, network, not now. I purposely did not take the trade. I saw it. It gave me my entry signal on the 30-minute time frame. Clean shift of structure, engulfing candle. This is the shift of structure. You see? So price was the big increasement. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This one did not body close above, so did not body close under also. So this is the higher high. So this one shifted structure become bearish. So on this pullback, and it gave this engulfing candle, this candle here. gave this engulfing candle here. So I saw it perfectly during my trading window, but I decided not to take it because when I graded it was D plus setup, just as I explained few seconds ago. So that is that, and that is why I did not take the trade. So, and it happened to play out perfectly. So moving on to Euro JPY. Euro JPY is another interesting pair. This was the trade I took, and you wake me out. I took this trade. You wake me out before going to my take profit. So let me explain the idea behind the setup. So as you can see, this is the higher high and this is the higher low. So price has been consolidating here for a very long time. So when price got to this place, I was now looking for more like a continuation buy. If you check my previous video, you see exactly what I explained here. More like a continuation bullish candle to take out this high or reject at this place, and behold, it happened perfectly. So this is just a single candle, but if you go down to the daily time frame, it will be a structure. So this is the daily time frame now. So the daily time frame, we were here. If you look down, you see that this was on Friday candle, and that is how I mark the structure. This was the higher high and this was the higher low. So waiting for pullback. I'm waiting for pullback to this zone. Or although my area of interest was not that perfect. It was not that perfect. It was here. So because of this Friday candle, made me to take the trade immediately when on Monday made me to take the trade on Monday. You see this candle is on Monday. The reason I marked this place was because of this rejection. If you go to the left hand side, you see this is the third rejection. You see. So but the mistake I made was I did not place this black line here. You can see it's around psychological level. It's 185,500. So if I had placed this around psychological level, so I would have expanded my area of interest to be something like this. And if I should expand it to be something like this, then I wouldn't have taken this loss. I would have waited for more pullback rejection before I can take the trade up, because I normally measure my area of interest. The highest PP is 60, and within 30 downward is a very good stop. And if I measure this using this measuring tool there, so you see exactly 30 pips. So it's not a big, it's a perfect area of interest. But because of this psychological, I can't even talk properly. Because of this round psychological level, I took a loss on this trade. So this was the trade I took a loss on the trade, and wicked me out and went straight to my TP. So the 4-hour, this was what the 4-hour did. You see, it wicked me out and went straight to TP. You see. So if we go down to the 30-minute time frame, let me show you how I took the trade. So 30-minute time frame, I always wait for shift of structure and engulfing candle. So it was like this: lower low, higher high. You see, so price was in between here, between this higher high and this higher low. So, and the internal structure was kind of bearish, so immediately shift bullish, gave retest of this zone. So let me explain. So retest of this minor zone here. You see, whenever we are up, we reject up. So whenever we are down, we reject up. So immediately we broke retest with this engulfing. I entered here, and behold, price came down, took me out, and whew, straight to my take profit. So moving on, that was what market did on Euro JPY. A very clean, simple trade. So moving on, we have CAD JPY. So CAD JPY is another interesting trade that play out perfectly. And I missed this trade. I did not take this trade. So let me explain my idea. So you can see that the weekly time frame is bullish. The weekly time frame is bullish. If you look at this very well, it's bullish. This was the higher high and this was the higher low. So, and I was waiting for a pullback candle to have the buy, to continue the buy. But this single candle, it's single here, but if you go down to the daily time frame, it is structure. You get. So if we move down to the daily time frame now, you see you have a pullback to this place, then we have the push. So this area of interest, this was my first area of interest, and this was my second area of interest. You get. So although I was not really confident taking the trade from here, so I wanted it to pull back to this place. But this place actually gave a good rejection and have the push to the upside. So because if you see, whenever we are under this zone, whenever we are at this zone, we reject down. You see, reject down, we use our support, we use our resistance here, kind of resistance here. So this is a strong zone. So immediately price broke, came back, retest it, then have the push to the upside. And I did not take this trade. I missed it also because I actually saw it. I saw this trade when it was forming this, but it still did not meet my setup. It was a C plus setup, so that is why I did not take this trade. It was a C plus setup, but it's a very simple and clean trade. So if we move down to the 30 minutes, let me show you the entry. Let me show you the entry. So you see on the 30 minutes, this was the lower low. So this was market structure. So immediately it shifted bullish. So I was waiting for an engulfing candle here. No engulfing, no engulfing, no engulfing, no engulfing. And you see this engulfing happened, if you check down, happened at 7 p.m., which is out of section. So so no engulfing. This one more like 2 p.m. So this is more like a morning star, 8 a.m. 7:30 a.m. you get. So let me draw the minor support and resistance so that you see. So you see, whenever we approach this zone, we use it as support, we use our resistance. more like rejection. So the price was consolidating here, no clean entry signal. So you can take it here. Here was out of section. Here was, I can still take it here immediately. Here, take it here. Then my stop loss below long, something like this. So my stop loss here. So, or I can take it here, you see, or I can take it here. You see, so it's a very, all of them are all good entry, and target 1 is to minimum 1 is to 2. You see, I actually saw this exactly like this, but I purposely did not take it. And take profit to be the next structure point, the place the market can easily reject from. So this is zone, one zone. If you go to the weekly time frame, go to the weekly time frame and make it visible. So I normally hide this network. I normally hide this so that it will be clearer on the next time frame. So if you go to the weekly time frame, you can see this is a very clean place price can reject, get, or can do something like this, and do something like this. Next structure points on the weekly time frame. So the daily time frame will look like this. You see, whenever we are under, we reject down. Whenever we are above, we reject up. So that will be the IDTP. But I saw this trade perfectly, but I missed it. The reason why I was waiting for it here, because of I wanted it to, if you had come down here, it would have been A plus setup or B plus setup. Why? Because you can see we have inverted head and shoulder here. I don't know if you can see it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We have the break. If we come down, we retest here. We test the neckline, EMA around psychological level. Then we just move to the upside. You understand? So that is why I did not take this trade, because it was not an A or B setup. You get? So, and it played out perfectly. So AUDJPY is another interesting pair which happened to play out perfectly again. But I missed it, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the weekly time frame, we were bullish on the weekly time frame. This was the higher high and this was the higher low. You see, so waiting for a weak pullback. Exactly, price came down to retest the zone and have the push to the upside. So on the daily time frame, we'll see a very clean structure. You see, you'll see a very clean structure. But I missed this trade because of one thing. I was not expecting price to use this zone and have the push to the upside. This zone here, have the push to the upside. So I was waiting for it here. You can see I was waiting for it here. But when this was Friday candle, but when Monday candle open, Monday candle weak to the zone, I was waiting for candlestick to come into this zone and close inside this zone. But the Monday candle came, wicked it and have the push to the upside. But when I saw this, I now reanalyze it and discover that this zone is also a very strong zone. See, whenever we are under, we use it as resistance, strong push to the downside. Whenever we are up, we use it as support, strong push to the upside. Whenever we are under, we use our resistance. You see, we have 1, more like 2, 3, 4. You get, So this is a very strong zone. So and price came to there on Friday. So on Monday we now have the push to the upside. So if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, you see that the 4-hour time frame, was bearish. So I just okay, it was like this, lower low, lower low, and lower high. Okay, the 4-hour time frame was bearish and it was like this. It was like this on Friday, stop like this. So I'm looking for more pullback here. Give me rejection, then I'll take the trade. But one Monday candlestick open, the open give a very strong doji, and this is like a morning star formation. So I can still enter here. This is not a bad trade. I can still enter here. Then my stop below here. But my risk to reward actually worth it. This is 4-hour entry. So if we move down to the 2-hour time frame, you can see 2-hour turn, it was bearish, now turn bullish. Retest this this engulfing candle, not the best, but when price filled it, I would have entered here on the 2-hour. You get? So on the 1-hour, also a good entry. So it was bearish, bullish, close under, turn bearish again. So immediately candle body close. No, this one I wouldn't have used this place as entry. Clearly I won't have used this time frame as entry. So if we want to use this lower low, then we shifted bullish. So price came body close. Okay, price is not body close here. You see, price is not body close here, so more like double bottom. Gets more like double bottom. So when price, and I cannot enter here. This is a very clean entry signal. I cannot enter here because we are out of section. It's Sunday midnight, Sunday night. So we have the push. We did not body close above here, so immediately we body close. Sorry, this is kind of confusing. So this is lower low, higher high. We body close above here, so we came back here, created. Okay, we created bearish here. So now we did not body close above here, so we are still bearish. So we now body close above here. So we now turn bullish. So on this pullback, you see the engulfing, this bullish candle here. So that is another good entry. You see the enter here. You check the time, 7:30. So stop loss will be below this week here. See good trade. 1:2. We still was. Ladies and gentlemen, I missed the trade. I did not take it. I actually saw it. Actually saw the trade, but I purposely did not take it because it was a D plus setup. Yet it was a D plus setup and it happened to play out perfectly. Very simple trade. So USDCHF violated my prediction. I wanted to sell from here, although the higher time frame is bullish. This is more like a higher risk trade because I'm trading against the higher time frame. I wanted to trade the pullback. You see the weekly time frame is bearish. The weekly time frame is bullish. This was the higher high and this was the higher low. So I wanted to trade the pullback for this weak candle to fill this, to turn bearish, retest this zone. So before I continue the buy from here, because when it comes to retest here, so it's more like retesting the inverted head and shoulder. So you see This is the break, more like retesting the neckline of the head and shoulder and have the push, but price did not actually get there with body candle close just a week and we have the push. So on the daily time frame, the daily time frame became bearish. I wanted to sell down here so that I'll now buy next week, but price did not get here. Rather, it now shifted structure and continued the bullish trend. So that's what happened in USDCHF. So the last but not the least is AUDCHF. So AUDCHF also violated my prediction. You see, we're on the weekly time frame where we've been bearish for since last year. So and now price is likely to break and continue the bullish momentum. So and the internal structure have been bullish. You can see bullish. So when we were bearish after this engulfing candle and we pull back to this zone, which is a very strong zone, I was waiting for a sell down to continue the bearish momentum, because that's what market is doing. And on the daily time frame, we are also bearish because this was the lower low, this was the lower low, and this was the lower high. So price came here, wicked below here, but did not body close below this zone. Price went to this up place, to the lower high, wicked above it, but did not body close above the zone. So immediately on Friday candle, have this bearish candle indicating that we have sellers in the market. Because whenever we have a bearish candle, we normally sell down. You see, bearish, sell down, bearish, sell down, bearish. So anticipating this sell down here to this zone, get take profit here. But price violated it and immediately Monday candle stay close. You now engulf it and started heading to the upside. So ladies and gentlemen, that is what market did this week. Very interesting week and a lot of lessons learned in this week market. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this analysis, and if you are also a trader on the road to profitability, like, share, comment, and engage on the comment section so we'll grow together. So thank you very much and see you guys on the next video.